Start with today's contest. Codeforces around 8:40. Date is 18th, 19, 12, 22. And you have been given the question like absolute maximization, in which you have to tell the maximum difference between max A and min A. The A is any element between this array given to you, and the operation you can do is swap bth digit of the binary representation of ai and aj. The logic behind this is simple, that you have to calculate or of complete array and of complete array, then you have to subtract the and from or. So how you can do that? For example, this is not going to work. Int a of n for int I is equal to 0, I less than n I plus plus cn a of I, and then you'll say or would start from, let's say, 0. Let's make it o, and it would start from something like a of 0. Then for int I is equal to 0, I less than n I plus plus, o gets or with a of I, yeah, and d gets and with a of I, or minus and l. Let's test this out. 107 125. Let's test it. Simple question, right? Just basically you need to figure out that, as you can see, it's accepted. Basically you need to figure out that the whole logic is behind calculating the or and of the array. Let's go to problem number b. And you have been given t number of test cases, the n and m. Basically n is equal to the size of array. You have been given two arrays, and then you have been given another thing, which is m. That is basically the how much damage that you can make to monsters. So what these two array represent: first array represent the health of all the monsters, second array represents the a particular power of a monster, that the damage you are making to a monster will keep on decreasing by this element, like the minimum of these array, right? So first of all, what you need to do, the logic for this problem is that this you have been given array a and array b. Just convert it into a vector of pairs like ai comma bi, and then sort that according to the this array b. Sort it according to ascending order of array b. And then, yeah, the logic is simple. Basically you have been given this damage. You have been given this, like, array a. The max element of array is, for example, 18. So at max you want to do damage 18. So basically, if you do first time, when you do damage of 7, all the elements will get reduced by 7. Then you will do damage by 6, because 7 minus 1 will become 6, because the power will be reduced, right? And then when the damage will be done, it will look something like this. And then again, if the damage were done, it will again, like, lastly be 0. When the maximum element becomes 0, then all the elements will become 0. So that is basic idea about the problem. You just need to check that what is your current damage, is like, yeah, what is your current damage, and it should surpass the the maximum of the damage that needs to be done. Now how it is surpassing, it's basically getting subtracted by something, but still, like -1 -2 -2, but still it should surpass that, right? So that's what you need to do. Let's see how you can do that. You can just copy paste it, right? B, C in B. Or you need to make a vector of vectors kind of thing. Let's name it VV. For int I equal to 0, I less than n I plus plus, VV dot push back A of I comma P of I. Now you got that, right? And now you need to sort this according to a value of B. Sort it VV dot begin to VV dot end and by the value of b, vector int a, vector int b, return that a of 1 should be less than b of 1, because this b is at the first position, right? So this makes sure that okay, we created this v array and sorted by the second thing by power, right? Now when your damage is less than, max damage that you need to do, and basically you'll start from int d is equal to 0. You will keep on increasing d plus equal to m, and your m basically, your you can say you'll do this till your m is greater than 0, and then your mx is greater than 0. Okay, d plus equal to this mx minus equal to m, and then in I equal to 0 you start, right? And then you have to see, like, what they are saying. They are saying, where is problem b, they are saying that you need to, every time you do a damage, for example you start damaging by 7, so first a damage will be of 7, every element will get reduced by 7. Then you need to see which elements got eliminated, like the 0 means this element got eliminated, like 5 got eliminated and 1 got eliminated, obviously. So the corresponding power, like 6 and this 7, you cannot use, otherwise then you have, which, how many power, you have 2 2 2 1. So among these you have to select minimum of all, so minimum is 1, so you will reduce the value of, damage by this 1. So now your new damage will become 6, and next time you will attack with the damage 6, so every element will get reduced by 6, so 11 gets 5, and all other element will become 0. Now only just one element remains, like this first wala, and iske corresponding jo tumhara power hai, that is 2. So now your damage will decrease by 2, and so on, other also the again the damage will decrease from 2. It will keep on going, like, now we don't need to decrease because all the elements become 0. That was your final state, you need to return yes. So now how I am seeing, that's why I sorted because of in this order, like according to this order, because in that's why, like, that's how you have to decrease the damage. But the only important point is that you cannot decrease it by always the minimum, because minimum was 1. You cannot always say that 7 minus 1 will become 6, 6 minus 1 will become 4, 5, and 5 minus 1 will become 4, because this one gets eliminated in the second round itself. Like, one will get eliminated because this is just 9. And you can see that, for example, for the first case, which is the minimum element, obviously 1, because but if this one was on this 5, you cannot take it, what I'm saying. Okay, this I need to show, I think. If your one, like, currently this is a scenario, like, if I make the indexing something like good, so as you can see, what element is below what element. So now 1 is below 9. Okay, there might be the case that, one, if 1 was below 5, 1 was below 5, then let's just make this 1, let me just make it 7. Now क्या होता that in the first test case, when you remove the, damage 7, then after this will become 11, this will become 0. So now you cannot take 1 as, for subtracting this damage, one as a power. uh, you can directly see it from here. Can damage to monster, in other words, the minimum of pi among all the currently living monster. That's important. Currently living monster, if that becomes 0, if this becomes 0, now this monster is not living, so you cannot choose this one. You need to choose minimum one, you need to choose minimum pi, but among all currently living. So that's how it's subtracted. Okay, so currently living कौन कौन से होंगे in the, only देखो ये it will get removed, and it will get removed. इसके अलावा all others would be currently living, this. So first of all, so you will decrease by 2. ठीक है, और maximum के नीचे भी 2 है, तो कोई problem ही नहीं होगी. ठीक है, फिर yeah. So that's the whole point. Okay, so what I was doing कि int I equal to, not for I, but you can say while your vv of I comma 1 is less than your damage, no, when your damage is greater than this, when your damage, you can say, like, both the things are the same. When your damage is greater than this, you cannot take this, because this is not alive. Because if your damage is greater than this, then this means, like, this has been surpassed. Like, when your damage value currently is 7, just 7, so all the elements less than 7 will get demolished, like 5 will get demolished, 1 will get demolished. You cannot take what is below them. And when the next time, what will the damage, 7 again, like 7 plus 6, the damage is equal to 13 in the next case. That's why this becomes 5, right? And all other becomes 0. Yeah, that's about it. So you need to take you need to do I plus plus. If the damage is greater than this, you cannot take this. Now also you need to see that I is less than n, and then you are doing this. And if I is less than n, then what you need to do, you need to decrease your m value, m minus equal to this whatever the value of this is giving you, I of 1, Now the important thing is key, you have to take m input and m. Also you should have your max value, mx equal to 0, c in ai, and max of ai, max is equal to max of mx comma a of I. That's about it. Now you got the max, and d is equal to 0, d plus equal to m. Mx will get reduced by m every time, and m will get reduced by this particular thing, which you have like sorted in this way. But only you can take if this is alive, right? Till that point, you have to keep on moving, and at last you can just return your, not return, but if your mx is still positive, you will return no by, because you have to make this mx equal to 0 by causing damage to it, right? And then else see out, yes. That's about it. Let's try to sum this up. Let's check this. No, 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 why no? And c in ai max is equal to max of ai, c and bi vector vv dot push a of I comma b of I plus equal to m, mx minus equal to m. D is greater than, because 0 may we have stored that, right? 0 may we have stored that yeah, its value. No, no, yes. Okay, that happened with but how did that? If mx equal to is greater than 0, then you will see out no, else you will see out yes. Actually there was some problem with that, right? Because minus 1 aa tha, yeah, minus 1 aa tha, so it will getting accepted, but you have to make it greater than 0. That's the thing. Like over here you should write greater than 0. Let's try to sum this up. I should get submitted. Simple problem. Okay, why wrong answer on test case 2? Okay, equal to, you have to take equal to also, because even if it is equal to, this has demolished, so you have to move forward. Arey yaar, shit. Oh, let's try to sum it up. Accepted, as you can see. Yeah, I think, yeah, we'll make see in another video. Okay guys.